And this guy in front of me is swerving all over the place and he has crashed. Goodbye. Am I going to make the jump onto the ferry? Find out in this video. Hey, this is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of the brand new scenarios, and we're going to start with garage to garage delivery, which says deliver various vehicles in Italy. And instead of reading this to you, I'll give you a quick summary. We have to deliver a vehicle from one place to another. There's no time limit. It doesn't matter how damaged the car is, but you only get one car. They will tell you some information about where you're driving to, and there will be a GPS you can follow, or you can go your own route. So on this one, we're going to be driving a Corvette 1.5 LXI, 3.6 miles in a lot of traffic at 9:20 a.m. And one thing you should never do while driving is playing around on your phone. So before we go on this drive, let's go ahead and finish up the game we're playing on the phone. And yes, I am playing Raid Shadow Legends, who just so happens to also be the sponsor for this video. Alright, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't actually play Raid Shadow Legends on my phone because I play it on my PC. I feel like a lot of people forget that this game is available on the PC in addition to Android and iOS. And in Raid, there are over 500 different champions you can choose from. And there are literally millions of different combinations in how you could spec their gear out. And the funny thing for me is I look at something like this and I say, wait a minute, you can do defense? I guess so. For me, it's like, hey, I want more attack, and then more attack, and more attack, and if I die, I die. Another dumb thing I do is I love every attack that can hit multiple people at once until I get to some sort of boss, and then he kind of wrecks me up a bit. And I will fully admit this is a bad strategy because I die a lot, but if you ain't sacrificing men in war, it's not a true battle. And they are always adding new content to the game. Just recently, they added 5 all-new champions, each with their own unique visuals. I'm giving you guys a quick peek at all of them, and I got a question for you. Which one do you like the visuals of the best? And in addition to these 5, there's an all-new legendary champion that's available in the Fusion event. Say hello to Versolf the Grim. So, if you want to get a huge head start in Raid, all you have to do is hit the link in the description or scan my QR code, and you'll get an epic hero Chinoru, 200,000 silver, 1 XP boost, 1 energy refill, and 1 ancient shard, so you can summon an awesome champion as soon as you get in the game. But you only have 30 days to get these rewards. And to get the rewards, all you need to do is go up into the top right, click on the chest, and you'll get all of your goodies. Now click that link and have some fun playing the game. Alright, we put our phone away and now it's safe to drive. Although we don't need to do it from the interior, we could go back to the outside. And one thing I noticed about most of the scenarios that were added in this update is they do a bunch of unique things that I've never seen before in the stock scenarios. Like this one. The car, the starting point, and the ending point are all random. So it'll be different every single time. Oh no, that's a right turn. We're not going to stop in time. So now's a good time to remind you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. And now, let's crash. Oh my, are we stuck? Come on. Oh, thank you, Corvette. Do not die on me that quickly. We're going to make it to the destination even though we're over 3 miles away. But as I was saying, the car, starting point, and destination are all randomized in addition to the time of day and traffic. So every single time you do the scenario, it feels like a completely different scenario. It really gives it a ton of replayability because most scenarios you'll do it a couple of times, maybe try to do like a speed run and get the best time you can, and then you're going to get bored of it. On the other hand, I feel like this one is able to hold my attention much longer just because I never know what's going to happen for the next attempt. And one thing I really wish is that they have this kind of scenario for every map that they have, because it works great on Italy and I see no reason why it wouldn't work on other maps like West Coast and East Coast USA. Obviously, it wouldn't work on all the maps, like Derby Arena might be a little bit weird and Grid Map would definitely be unusual, but all the ones with actual roads, I think they should all have this scenario option. We fit just barely. I think I messed up my steering. Oh, geez, I've messed it up much worse now. Please keep driving. Okay, somehow it's still driving even though the whole door's been like ripped off. We still have 2.5 miles left. So in 1 mile, we have crashed the car twice and both crashes were pretty bad. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It is struggling to get up to highway speeds and maintain them. Also, as it drives, you just hear there's something severely messed up with the suspension. And yet here I am still accelerating all the way up to almost 80 miles per hour before we slow down because that guy is coming to a stop in the middle of the highway. What a complete lunatic, says the man who's speeding with the broken car. Shush, I'm not a lunatic. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm not going to crash one more time until we get to the destination. And by saying that, I've jinxed myself. So if we do a little crash intentionally, then I won't have the accidental crash. Maybe. Does that make sense? It does to me, but I think that's just wishful thinking. We only have 1.6 miles left, so we are over halfway, and we are making progress even if the car is screeching the whole way. I'm actually really happy we have a long drive on the highway, because getting this thing around corners is where the actual challenge will be. And unfortunately, that is the end of the highway, so time for some corners. Here's the first one, a pretty big swooping corner, and it is making it just fine, but I'm definitely taking it careful. We don't want any dumb mistakes. And if you do this right, this is actually a very relaxing scenario. If you do it wrong like me, it's very stressful, because here I am pushing this car to its absolute limits as it just wants to completely fall apart. But you could also just do this where you're driving realistically. You're obeying traffic laws. You're slowing down when the car in front of you slows down. You know, very realistic driving. That's an option. It's really all about what's the most fun to you. And I think personally, the most fun to me is just driving normally. I don't know why. It's just is nice and relaxing. But I know you guys, you like the fast driving and the crashes. So that's why I'm pushing it so hard and taking a risk at every single corner. Just like that. That was way too close to the edge. And with only a half mile left, I should really stop taking risks. Or here's the alternative. We could increase the risk we take, like so, because I see a shortcut opportunity. This is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. Why am I doing this? It worked great, but hey, I see another shortcut opportunity, so we're going to take 2 shortcuts. And somehow, that actually worked. I have no idea how it actually worked. I thought for sure I was going to wreck myself there, to be honest. Especially the second one, where I saw the little bump on the curb. I'm like, oh, that's going to just rip my suspension to shreds, isn't it? But we have made it to the destination. So here it is. All we got to do is park the car in the little box. In the little box. Come on, car. Look at that door. How is it even holding on? All right. In the box. And we are done. That is a successful mission. And it tells you some stats here as well. I wish it told you how badly damaged the car was, though, just for fun, even though it doesn't matter. Since this is different every time you do it, why don't we go ahead and do one more attempt at it. This time we're going to be driving a Wendover SE 3800. That means it has a V8. It's only 1.4 miles in moderate traffic, although that looks a lot longer than 1.4 miles. It's like across the whole map. This one sounds pretty easy, unless I drive reckless. Guys, I'm going to drive reckless. But not like last time. Last time was just me crashing into things because I was driving bad. This time we're going to drive fast, be a little bit all over the place, but we're not going to crash. One thing I wish though is that the line on the floor could change colors like the racing lines do. So it goes like yellow and then red when you need to brake and green when you need to accelerate. That's just a really nice and convenient feature when you don't know the roads too well. Can we fit? Ooh, no. I crashed a little bit on the right side. I crashed a little bit on the left side. You know what that means, right? That means I was perfectly in the center and I couldn't have done it any better. Or it means I just kind of bounced off of both cars. But I'm going with the first one because that makes me feel more happy. And we are really cruising through this scenario. We don't have any super tight roads or anything. So I think the lowest speed we've really gone is like 40 miles per hour. And we're consistently going faster than that. So if everything goes according to plan, we should be at the finish line in just about 30 seconds. There's a tight corner. I lied a bit. All right, so we had to drop down speed a little bit there. And then we go back up to speed. Here's 50 miles per hour. And I'm going to time myself from when I said 30 seconds. Are we going to make the time? Potentially. It's going to be close. We got to average 60 miles per hour, which is not easy with the way traffic's going. There's a lot of cars all over the place, and I'm really having to squeeze. Again, I hit both cars on my left and right. And that guy is right on the perfect racing line. How dare you, sir? This definitely was more than 30 seconds. I'm telling you that now. It just feels like it. And here's a shortcut. Shortcut, baby. Yeah. That's the perfect finish, though. That was beautiful. So that's going to do it for this scenario. So now we gotta choose the next scenario we're gonna be taking a look at. So how about we do gravel jump course? Gravel Motors has sponsored a stunt driving event to showcase the strength of their new D25 model. And if I must add, it's much better than the D15 because it's 10 more. Stunt jumps have been placed along the course. You will be given points the bigger your jumps will be. You have no time limit, but try to keep the pace up. And I really do like the paint job on this. It's a nice classic paint job. And one of the features of the D25 is it can phase through things, but only if it says gravel on it. So bring a Sharpie around with you and you have amazing powers. All right, so here's the first jump. Nice and clean. How's the landing? Oh, beautiful. And we got some bumps through here. Are we going to get airtime? Yes, we are. Lots of airtime through here, but I'm not slowing down. The more airtime, the better. After all, the goal is to let this thing fly. And by golly, that was a good flight, but it's going a little too far. Almost hit the trees. Here's another flight, much more controllable. And you know, I've been telling everybody, look, we don't actually need bridges. All we need to do is just put a ramp in front of the bridge. And that would save so much money because bridges are expensive, but nobody likes my idea for some reason. I don't know why. Same thing for intersections. There's a stop sign up here. It's like, dude, just put a ramp and then one side of traffic flies over it and the other side goes under the flying cars. Why don't we do this? I don't know. It would save so much money on stop signs. Literally hundreds of dollars. And put simply, I can't think of a downside. Some people might say, oh, it's going to damage my car. Well, that's your own fault for doing the jump at the wrong speed. If you do the right speed, you won't get a scratch. Am I doing it at the right speed? Let's find out. That's a big jump. Oh, man. Woo! That was really close to smashing into the side of that bridge. And there wasn't much I could have done. That was all luck because my steering wheels were up in the air. So I could hit left and right, but there's really no purpose when your wheels ain't touching the ground. I feel like I'm going a little bit too fast because every jump as I'm landing, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. And then somehow I pull it off. That one unfortunately did damage the suspension a little bit. It's pulling just a touch to the left. So I gotta be extra careful when we go to the right, like right now. But it's not enough to slow me down. We are still gonna floor it through the jumps and hope everything still works out. Please don't crash somehow. Good, and go straight to the left. Don't hit the wall. Oh man. This truck is really starting to take a beating now, but you see just how reliable the D25 is. To be honest though, I don't know exactly what the goal of this ad is, but I'm having fun as the driver at least. Oh, we're really accelerating now, and this one's at like an angle. Over a barricade, and we gotta slam on the brakes. Oh no, stop! Ow. Okay, so I didn't know that I would need to stop immediately afterwards, otherwise I wouldn't have done it so fast. But every other jump, I've been able to just floor it, and it's worked fine. That's the first one that says, hey, by the way, you can't actually floor it here. Whoa! I forgot it pulls to the left. I almost went right into that light pole. Just imagine how mad Gravel Company would have been at me if I crashed the truck. Well, I kind of did after that other jump, didn't I? Shh, don't tell them. Hey, what the heck? I didn't get any points for that one. You ripped me off, game. I saw that. That was 0 points added to my airtime. Oh, goodness. 0 on that one, too. Come on, game. Why are you doing this to me? You better give me points on this one. Boo. You know, I actually haven't been paying attention. There's only some jumps that give you points, and I just, you know, I'm just trying to smash through all of them as fast as I possibly can for as much airtime when I don't need to. Oh, well, too late now. Still gonna go smashing through it. That one we got points. Oh, God, another corner. Somebody slow me down. Haha, I didn't crash. I probably could have made it around the corner, but the truck's already taken a bit of a beating. I don't want to put it through more than absolutely necessary. Hey, you know, this whole time, I could have locked the differential. Would it have helped anywhere? Probably not, but I could have done it if I wanted to. Here's another jump. Give me some points. Oh, that's the finish. Oh, that's not the picture they want, though. The truck has a big fat dent in the front. They're going to not be happy with that at all. It was an exceptional run, though, and I got the maximum score for the jumps. So that's pretty good, I would say. All right, now we can go ahead and go to the next scenario. And this will be the last scenario for this video. There'll be another video that covers the other 3. So for this one, let's do port escape as the final one. There is no time to explain. You must leave the area as quick as possible. Reach the ferry boat at the dock. All right, so here. On this one, we start right in the middle of the port, basically, and there are multiple paths we can take. Which one is the fastest? I have absolutely no clue. I do know, however, there are actually only two paths, basically. So whenever you see the yellow checkpoints, that means there's a fork in the road, but they will eventually converge back together. So there's never actually multiple forking locations. And boom, right through the fence, which is probably my favorite part of the whole scenario. Well, also, the last part's pretty good too, but I don't want to spoil that just yet. Come on, Pessima power! That sounds funny to say because Pessimas and power, yeah, those words don't mix. Now, if you say, hey, give me that ETK power, that makes sense because there's some fast ETKs. So here's another fork, and we are going to go to the left this time. You actually couldn't even see the one to the right easily, but it is there. The only reason I knew there was one to the right is because I went through a yellow checkpoint. I'm like, wait, where's the other one? And it's pretty much the same for this one as well. It's like, here's the obvious yellow one, and there was another one somewhere else, and do not worry. We'll be driving through the alternative path as well. We just got to finish up this one first. And here comes, let's say, the second best thing. Okay, I lied. The fence isn't that good because we also got this too. Look at that. Flying, going way too fast, way too fast. I didn't even use the landing ramp at all. Don't you crash on me. How do you drive? How do you drive? We have decent driving capabilities, so we should be able to make it no problem to the final jump into the ferry. It's not really spoiling it now that I think about it because it's in the thumbnail. WhyBeAre, you forget things. Uh-oh. Hey, yo, it's the police. They can't catch me, though, because I'm in a Pessima LX. That's not that fast. They could probably catch me, except I could jump onto a boat, and there's nothing they can do about it. Well, they could jump, too, but I don't think the AI is just that crazy. Oh, no. I went a little too fast. I landed on the boat. I don't think that was the way I was supposed to do it, though. I don't think that was even close. All right, so we're going to do this one more time. But this time, I'm going to take the alternative paths that I didn't take the first time. And between both of these runs, you should see every single road you can possibly drive on for the scenario. And you guys can tell me which route you think is faster, or maybe some combination of them might be the best. I really don't know. But I do know how to bust through these signs, hitting both of them. Like, I could have hit none of them, but you got to hit both of them. So you see, again, here's that fence. So you see how the routes converge back together for a little bit. So we're driving through the buildings just like we did before. But then we get to the next spot where it splits off again in just a little bit. You know what I feel like doing too? I feel like changing the color of this Pessima. I don't know, just the black is a boring color. Hey, you know what I'll do? Since I don't feel like doing it right now while I'm driving, because I got to bust through these barrels, I'm going to change the color in the thumbnail and see if anybody notices. So here's like the first hidden alternative route. You really didn't see it, except I knew it was there, but I forgot there was a tight corner and I almost smashed into it like a dummy. And once again, we converge back onto the main path. This other corner is a little bit harder because we're coming at it faster and I slowed down way too much. I got scared, okay? And this path, you barely even notice it. There's an alternative path that doesn't do the jump. Why would you want that? Good question, honestly. I do like having the jump and having no jump. Well, that's for cowards. I ain't afraid of no jump. Oh, I should have done that jump. I was just at such a bad angle, there was no way I could have done it. And there's the jump, so the roads have now converged back together. And now we just got to outrun the police. At least, that's what you would think I'm going to do, right? You think, oh, I'm going to go and outrun the police, right? No, I'm going to dump the police into the ocean so they can't get me. I am an evil criminal doing evil deeds. Unfortunately, my car is not that fast or heavy, but come on. I couldn't get them in. And really, they had like arrested me by now, so that's that's not the way things are supposed to go. Hey, what happens if I just follow them? What are they going to do? Are they going to crash? If I did that dumb thing where I had a random clip at the start of the video, I would be like, oh, this guy in front of me is swerving all over the place and he has crashed. Goodbye. Am I going to make the jump onto the ferry? Find out in this video. And the answer is yes. And that time it was actually clean, but we got to slam on these brakes. Please slow down. That's a crash. That's a hard crash, but it is a victory. Sort of. Aw. Apparently that one took longer. You know what's weird? They have the timer, right? But it doesn't actually show you the time it takes in the top right corner, which is kind of dumb. Anyways, I want to do one really dumb run. I saw something that looked like it would work as a shortcut, and I got to figure out, does that shortcut actually work, or do I have to drive around? So the idea for the shortcut is we just jump off to the left side right now. Now looking over here, I didn't see anything, but once we get into the building and then we swerve through all of this, over to the left, there's just a big fat opening, and we could just drive out here. We do have to be a little bit careful with the way we jump over, but as long as the car keeps driving, we should be fine. It's not driving very good. It's just screeching and smoking all over the place, but it's moving. So there is a shortcut. You won't complete the mission because you didn't hit the checkpoints, but that's kind of neat at least. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Until next time, this has been WhyBeAre, and remember, if you like or dislike this video, I will know. I can tell by how badly the cop car crashes when he tries to chase me, and then I end up chasing him somehow. So do the right thing, and I'll see you next time. Ooh, thank you for the boost, Copper.